Like I stated, man, I felt like the meeting wasn't going to go as well. They weren't going to get everything that they wanted. Hence that this meeting sounded like it went south. EPA statement regarding today's meeting, which lasted a couple hours, according to a union spokesperson. Right now, I did see that this meeting lasted like 2 hours and some change. Maybe I saw Courtney Williams, Natisha Heidemann, they were talking about it, how it drained them. I think they had to go to the orange carpet.
The CBA meeting in Indiana turned into complete chaos, and no one saw it coming. The tension was sky high, the drama intense. Players walked out. Executives looked stunned. This wasn't just a meeting, it was a total meltdown. Now, the internet is buzzing with wild theories. What happened behind those closed doors? Whatever it was, it shook the whole league.
CBA meeting that is taking place on Thursday in Indianapolis between the WNBA Players Union and the owners and WNBA leadership coming. This is huge news for what could be a make or break when it comes to the new CBA for the players. And some of the news that we have seen of late has not really been too favorable towards the players. It's been, a lot of people.
This meeting was supposed to be a major moment in WNBA history. The league had finally hit the spotlight, big media coverage, soaring jersey sales, and record-breaking viewership thanks to Caitlin Clark. Everyone thought the meeting would be about shaping a brighter future for the league. But instead, it crashed and burned. Everything went wrong.
CBA meeting in Indianapolis. All right. Earlier today, the Women's National Basketball Players Association, WNBPA, and the Women's National Basketball Association met in person to discuss their ongoing negotiations for a new collective bargaining agreement alongside WNBPA staff and our CBA advisory team. More than 40 players, including all-stars, executive committee members, and player representatives, attended the meeting. This marked the largest in-person player turnout in union history.
40 WNBA players showed up, not 4, not 14, 40. And they didn't come just to smile for the cameras or enjoy some free snacks. They came prepared, with serious questions and a group chat full of screenshots and receipts. This wasn't just a normal sit-down, it was more like a protest, quiet but powerful. Sneakers, hoodies, and frustration filled the room.
For anyone that's just fans of basketball, and these owners are not budging. They are not budging in any way. And with the owners not budging, it just does not seem likely that the players are going to get what they want. And I think people think, oh, the owners are going to make all this money because of the new TV deal.
So how did the league respond to this powerful show of unity from the players? They pulled out a PowerPoint presentation. Yes, a real one, with transitions, charts, and probably some cheesy stock photo of someone smiling next to the phrase, optimizing player synergy. The energy in the room tanked fast. The players expected action and change. Instead, they got corporate buzzwords. It was clear the league wasn't really listening.
They met today and they appear no closer to coming together. The NBA owners are corporate enterprise business moguls, corporate enterprise business titans. The WNBA players are sole proprietors. And so when you look at that, and today was the biggest turnout of players, approximately 40 players attended the meeting. And the goal was to really see if we can come together, but the WNBA has said the owner's response fails to address the priorities that they've already voiced. And
the players came for answers about real issues, travel, pay, healthcare, and why they keep having to post about resilience when they just want a charter flight. Let's start with travel. The league called it enhanced mobility opportunities. Translation, you're still flying commercial, but maybe not in the middle seat next to a toddler and someone eating tuna. Players were frustrated. They're the ones running through airports on sore knees and playing back-to-back games. The league's answer? A vague promise of a phased plan and more logistics assessments. Players rolled their eyes so hard, it felt like a collective protest. Then came pay. Players wanted honest numbers and fair structure. Something that didn't require a second job overseas or selling protein powder on the side. Instead, they were handed a messy flowchart full of confusing bonuses that looked like the back of a cereal box. Someone even mentioned something called MERB-based allocations, and that's when one player reportedly stood up.
The WNBPA, that is the Players Association, and the WNBA met today for CBA negotiations. Many of the players were in attendance, including Caitlin Clark, and the Players Association has officially put out a... So the WNBPA has chosen to opt out of the current CBA. Things have not been looking super positive. I know that players have been talking about a potential lockout, and when the words were first stated, I kind of brushed it off a little bit because it's always hard to know until you get to the table and you start negotiating how serious things are, how much either party is willing to budge.
Then came the topic of mental health. Players asked for therapists, proper support, and real policies, not just empty talk. The league offered resource centers. That's the kind of thing you put in a brochure to sound like you're doing something. When asked if these would be funded across all teams or mandatory, the league just shrugged and used PR speak. By halfway through the meeting, players were texting their agents, "Get me out. This isn't it." Some stopped talking, others whispered. One player even started doodling the word "no" over and over like a bored student. This wasn't a walkout, but it was a loud rejection. The answers were vague, the tone was condescending, and the league treated the people who play the game like they didn't understand.
Well, by now, Caitlin Clark has announced that she is going to be out for the All-Star game. She made a statement today to save people the time of waiting for the WNBA to make the announcement tomorrow at 7:30 that she would not be competing in the three-point contest or in the All-Star game this weekend. This is obviously a huge blow for the WNBA.
Then came the real downer, revenue sharing. Players wanted solid numbers. Clear answers. Not just the same old, "we're investing in growth" slogan. But instead, they got another long speech about future opportunities, possibilities, and even NFTs. That's right, blockchain nonsense instead of real progress. It wasn't just about getting paid. It was about dignity. About not having to pay for your own ride to the airport. About not stretching on hotel carpets because the gym was booked. About not watching your male peers land $1 million ads while you're cutting your own highlight reel on Canva. The fact that 40 players showed up spoke volumes. But their rejection said even more. This wasn't a few angry players complaining, it was a quiet revolution. The league thought they were hosting a meeting. The players showed up for a reckoning. And the internet? It blew up. Cryptic tweets like "interesting day, do better," and "not impressed" filled social media. Fans picked up on the mood fast. Reddit lit up. TikTok exploded with reenactments. Memes flew around. One showed a player face-palming with the caption, "When they call it a negotiation but bring you a TED Talk."
Another thing going on in the WNBA is the CBA negotiation. Now this is huge. A lot of girls that was eligible, a lot of women that was eligible to come out this year did not. They stayed in college for NIL money. What do you think about that? Waiting on the new CBA for the WNBA with all the new popularity.
Smart. Like somebody was in their ear, like telling them what they needed to hear. I mean, not even that. I ain't even gonna credit it to anybody else. I mean, it could have very well been their thing, but it's super smart. I mean, if you're legitimately making more. I mean, come on, man. These rookie salaries is like 70.
Even fan bases joined the chaos. Liberty fans joked, "We'd offer better benefits if they joined New York," which was funny but didn't help. Indiana fans were more down, "We were this close to matching, and now this." Behind the scenes, player group chats turned into group therapy. Rookies asked, "Is it always like this?" Veterans replied with a long sigh and 3 wine emojis. Agents started discussing next steps, not a strike yet, but deadlines, pressure points, strategy. The WNBPA started drawing lines. Even TV broadcasters noticed something was off. Commentators who normally stuck to safe phrases like "growth mindset" started asking real questions. It wasn't loud, but it was real. Something snapped in Indiana. And the worst part? The league didn't see it coming. They walked into that room thinking they could impress 40 world-class athletes with flashy slides and slogans. But these players have been doing the hard work for years, flying coach, taking low pay, and handling interviews between games. You can only nod and smile for so long before your neck gives out. And then, because this meeting couldn't get more off track, someone had the bright idea to suggest forming a review committee for complaints. Yes, really. While the house was on fire, they offered a committee to debate if it was warm.
Does not look like smooth sailing for these meetings. The players and league officials met today in Indianapolis, which is where the All-Star game will be happening, and many were thinking that this was going to be a pivotal moment in the CBA negotiations. The meeting actually went a lot longer than it was supposed to. I believe it went at least 45 minutes longer than its intended ending. The current CBA expires in October of this year, so the date is looming. Now, there could be negotiations to extend this a bit, and if things are not resolved by then there will be a work stoppage where the WNBA players just...
And that was the breaking point. No one had to storm out. The players left mentally and emotionally. Their eyes glazed over, their thumbs moved faster. Tweets were already being typed, not again. The league had a golden moment. Interest in women's basketball was soaring. Player voices were louder than ever. Fans actually cared. And they responded with the energy of a boring office meeting. As soon as it ended, WNBA group chats across the country blew up. Star players, rising rookies, even media folks started reacting. The league's PR team acted like everything went great, calling it a productive conversation with quiet progress. But players were already texting their agents, yeah, they really tried it. And somewhere in league offices, someone probably said, that went well, while 40 players were already halfway out the metaphorical door, dragging the league's reputation behind them.
All right. They standing on it. They are standing on it. They're letting it be known, hey, you guys are not taking us opting out serious. You guys have not made any updates, any upgrades to the things that we are asking for. I also saw on the Studbuds live stream where they said, hey, that meeting was draining. It was a lot of information to take in. It was just a lot. It seems like it's a good thing that they got this out the way early so that the players can actually enjoy the All-Star weekend. I don't know, guys. Listen, I think we're headed for a strike and a lockout. I'm standing on it. I just don't see these owners budging. I really don't see the leverage that